了明和尚
Homage to the Venerable Monk Liao Ming.
萨迦正空上师
Homage to Master Sakya Zhengkong.
16世大宝法王卡玛巴
Homage to His Holiness the 16th Karmapa.
图登达尔吉上师
And homage to Master Dukden Dorji.
坛城三宝
Homage to the three jewels of the
今
altar.
天同修的本尊
Homage to the main deity of the group practice tonight, the Medicine Buddha by Saya Guru of the Lapis Lazuli realm.
丹增嘎
In the
措图
east,
登西地
Sumo, Tantan Gacho, Duden
各
City,
位上师
all Dharma masters,
教授师
Dharma educators,
法师
Dharma teachers,
讲师
Dharma
助教
lecturers, Dharma assistants, directors of temples and centers, and
还有
all
网络上的
disciples
同门
present here.
大家
And over
晚
the
安，
internet.
大家好。
Good evening, everyone. How do you do?
你好，大家好。愛してる。サランヘ。オラミコ。ゲゲロモチョ。すごい。一番。気持ちいい。住民。ヤピ。プリンプリン。こんばんは。今天我们是
Today,
药师琉璃光如来。
we had the group practice of Medicine Buddha.
那这一生当中蒙这个
Of the Eastern Lapis Lazuli realm.
药师琉璃光如来
This deity, the Medicine
帮
Tathagata,
忙很多。
has helped tremendously.
我记得隐居的时候，
I remember when I was living in seclusion or retreat.
这个也是讲过了。
And I have said it before too.
得到一个病，很严重的病。
When I was living in seclusion, I suffered a severe
就是
illness.
暴病了，去到这个
And
古利亚，
with
在这个庆
feeling
州的
sick,
地方，
we went to Korea
到了庆州，
in a place called
去礼拜这个
Chogyu.
一尊大佛，就是药师琉璃光如来。
To pay homage to a huge medicine Buddha
礼拜
there.
完了以后呢，回程的时候，在车子上，眼睛闭下来。
And on the way back, we were on the bus,
琉璃光如来
and when I closed my eyes, I saw the medicine
药王
Buddha,
菩萨
and also the medicine king Bodhisattva,
日光
and
天
supreme
照
medicine Bodhisattva, the
夜光
sunlight
天照菩萨
radiance Bodhisattva, and moonlight radiance Bodhisattva.
12药叉神将。
I also saw the 12 medicine generals.
那个时候我就跟那时候一起去的同门讲，
So at that
我这个
time,
病
I
一定会
told
好。
the disciples that accompanied me there that I will recover from my illness then.
回到台湾以后呢，
And upon returning to Taiwan,
就好了。
surely enough, I recovered.
所以药师琉璃光如来，我是亲眼的时候，亲眼看见了药师琉璃光如来。
I personally witnessed the appearance of the medicine Tathagata and the 12 medicine generals very vividly. So that was a very vivid vision of the medicine Tathagata. So that was in Korea, at a place called Chongkyu. And there was a very tall, very huge medicine Buddha there. And behind him, there are many other bodhisattvas, the great bodhisattvas and the 12 medicine generals of the Eastern Lapis Lazuli realm. Therefore, I highly respect medicine Tathagata. And I remember when I suffered from cellulitis in Taiwan, at that time there was a disciple who knew that I had a very strong affinity with medicine Tathagata. She also went to the same place and prayed to the same medicine Buddha for me. And when she was paying homage to the medicine Buddha, as she looked up, there was a bird from the sky that flew down and perched on the hand of the medicine Buddha. So this disciple believed that medicine Buddha responded. So when she was paying homage to the medicine Buddha, there was a bird that flew down from the sky and perched at the hand of the medicine Buddha. As a result, the cellulitis was alleviated and I recovered from it. Now, I always feel seated here on the Dharma throne of the Seattle Lechang Temple. There must be a drowsy bug here. Every time I am seated here, and tomorrow at the Rainbow Temple, there are no drowsy bugs at the Dharma throne there. But here, as soon as I sit here, I would feel drowsy and lethargic. I feel very weak and I cannot open my eyes, just feeling sleepy. I don't know what's the reason, but that's how it is. So I should pray to medicine Tathagata to radiate light and bless me, so that in the future I will not be sleepy and drowsy anymore seated here on this Dharma throne. So sometimes in my Dharma teaching, then I would be lost at word. Like I would forget what I'm supposed to say. There was a disciple who asked me tonight, what are you going to talk about tonight? And I said, let's just sleep together. Let's just drowse together. So drowsiness is also a kind of sickness. If you sleep too much, that's also a kind of sickness. So I hope that by practicing the Medicine Buddha Dharma practice today, that I would receive a response so that next Saturday I would be energetic and fully awake starting next Saturday. Not falling asleep again, please. Did you see me feeling sleepy? No? I was sitting upright. Did I nod my head? No? Oh, that's not bad. If that is the case, I should be grateful to the Medicine Buddha. Let me share a few jokes first. Someone asked the master, is there a case where you don't do anything and then money would rain on you? Just sitting there, money would fall from the sky. And the master replied, yes, this. Oh, you become a turtle inside the, what's that called? The wish pond, you know, like when you throw coins to wish for something. So the turtle. So if you become a turtle, just sit it there in the wishing ponds, right? Most people would go there and throw a coin to make a wish. And sure enough, you get money falling from the sky just being seated there. So that's an accurate answer. There's another joke about the wishing fountain. In Italy, there was a tour bus, and there was a wishing fountain, and all the tourists rushed over to make a wish. And there's a husband who got to the front. And his wife next to him was very aggressive. And she pushed over. And the husband was about to make a wish. But the wife pushed him aside. Let me do it first. And the wife was quite aggressive. So she made the wish. And there was another person behind her rushing and pushed the wife into the fountain, the wishing fountain. And when the husband saw that, he said, "Oh, wow, so responsive, so accurate." Because when the wife pushed him aside, he was mumbling inside the heart that you fall into the pond or the fountain. And sure enough, someone pushed her into the fountain. Let me share another joke. Let me ask you, between the face and the behind or the butts, which one are stronger? The answer is the butts. Because you don't need to spend money to take care of it, and it's still fair and clean and smooth and wrinkle-free and soft and no acne. And it will not be the case where you have like a frozen smile. And one can become two, and two can be combined into one. And tightly centered. And when you move it, it can make the passion rise. And very low key, always behind. The only flaw is it's often beaten ever since you're little. On behalf of the face, is that a joke? Okay. Now for the Q&A from Indonesia. Lotus Indonesia disciple. Okay, Master Lu, peace be with you. Wish you and Simo healthy and live a long life. I apologize for using a nickname. If a true Buddha school disciple wishes to become the Golden Mother's child, do they need a special ritual for it? Or is it true that by taking refuge in living Buddha Lian Sheng, one also becomes Golden Mother's child? Because True Buddha School was established through the mandate of the Golden Mother. So by taking refuge in True Buddha School is the same as Golden Mother giving birth to our wisdom lives. So Golden Mother is the mother of 5 million future Buddhas. And 5 million, which is 510,000, means countless of them. So to become Golden Mother's son or daughter for the man or for the woman. Do you need a special ritual for it?
关于这一点呢，我拿台湾为例子，因为药师金母他有
Let me take an example of Taiwan, because Golden Mother emanated in Hualien, Taiwan, and there's a memorial tablet there. And according to the legend, like adopted or godchild of Golden Mother at Jian village, right? Is that the case? I'm not sure if that's right. But she descended onto Hualien City in Taiwan and was seen by a child medium. So the people built the head center of the Cihui temple with the Golden Mother as the main deity. And next to it, they also built the Seng An temple, who worship also the Empress Mother. So Golden Mother was divided into two. So the Cihui temple has the Golden Mother, and the Seng An temple has the Wang Mu Nyang Nyang, which is the Empress Mother. They're both in Hualien. When I propagated Buddha Dharma in Hualien, I visited the head temple of the Cihui temples. And the directors knew about me, so asked me to bless the Golden Mother at the Cihui temple, just like when I bless our own Golden Mothers here. So the Golden Mother at the head temple of the Cihui temples was blessed by me. And then I also went to the Sibi chapter in Hualien, because Jio-san from the Sibi chapter, or she's also referred as Jio-go. It's a Japanese name, Jio-lin. The last name is Lin. As I wrote in my books, she's wearing a dark green or dark blue robe. And everybody at the Cihui temples wear those dark blue-green robes. And then the other temples wear yellow robes. So I also visited the Sibi chapter. So at the very beginning, my divine eye was opened by Golden Mother at the Jade Emperor Temple to let me know a lot of things. And that's why I founded Buddha School. So at that time, the Jio-san and several of the masters there, Jio-san, the abbot of the Jade Emperor Temple, the Reverend Sihui Lin, and then Aya NT and Alien NT, and a man
这
called
几个人当场
Shi Tiansi
都在的。
were all present.
那时候药师金母呼唤我，
So at that time,
呼
Golden
唤我的时
Mother
候，她
was
说
calling upon me,
你们这里有没有一个叫做卡
and
子？
she said,
卡子是
is
我
there
的
someone
日语，
called Katsu here?
日本
Katsu is my
是盛宴的圣
name.
日，圣日叫卡子，
So the
所以我的日
Seng
本名字，我
of
的
the Sengyan, my
我
name,
的卢
is
圣宴
pronounced as
是
Katsu
罗
in
卡
Japanese.
子一口，
So
罗
my
卡子
name,
一
Sengyan
是
Lu,
卢圣宴，日
is
本人
pronounced as
日本
Ro
人叫
Katsuhiko
罗
in
卡子一
Japanese.
口。那时候是基友长叫我，他说
So
你们这里有
Chiyo-san
没有一个叫做卡子？
called me. Is there anyone
那时候只
here
有
by
我一
the
个
name
人
of
叫卡子，
Katsu? And I was the only one with the
所
name
以我妈
Katsu.
妈就跟他讲，卡子就是我的儿子。
So my mom told her that Katsu is my son.
那基友长就说，要是金母要找我，
And Chiyo-san said that Golden Mother is looking
那
for
时候
me.
我也写在书上，大家也看到，要找我，
I have written it
找
in
我
my
做什
book.
么呢？
She's looking for
说
me.
要找你
For what? And she
去
said
弘法，
to
他
spread
找我
Buddha
去弘
Dharma.
法。他说已经找我很久了，现在终于看到我，所以要找我出来弘法。
And she said
我说我
she's
什
been
么都
looking
不
for
会。
me for a long time. And
那时候
finally found
基友
me
长就讲说，你
and
跪下
asked
你
me
就
to
会，
spread Buddha Dharma. And I said, but I know nothing of it. And
跪
then
下就跪
Chiyo-san
下吧，
said, kneel down and you
就
will
跪在这
know.
个
So I
坛
did,
城面前就跪
right
下
in front
合
of the
掌，
altar with my palms joined.
所以就让你看到了，就是这个样
Then
子。
I saw. I had visions.
那时
That's
候
how
啊
it was.
我也想说，哎，
So at that
那
time, I thought,
要是金母收你当这个棋子，也是要收我当棋子。基友长说不行，
so I thought that
他不
I
是
want
棋
to
子，
become a
因为
godson
我妈妈
of
是
Golden
棋女，
Mother.
那我不
And
能当
Chiyo-san
棋子，
said no, because my mother was the
那当什么呢？
goddaughter.
我就
So
当
I
棋
cannot
孙。
be the godson, so I can be the god
我
grandson.
妈妈是棋女啊，我妈妈早就是拜药师金母了，
Because my
她
mother
早
had
就是
worshipped
药师
Golden
金母
Mother
的棋女。
and have been
那我怎
the
么可以当棋子？
goddaughter for
所
a
以我
long
就
time.
变成晚辈，就成药师金母
So
的
I
棋孙。
couldn't become a godson,
那
so I
你们的
became
生活中的
a
弟
god
子要当药师
grandson.
金母的棋子，
Now, if a true Buddha
是可以的
disciple
啦，可以没
wants
有
to
关系。
become a
可以
godson of Golden
那我
Mother,
就是你
it's
的
fine.
孙了。
Then I would be your grandson.
这个论辈分是这样子啦，
That's
论
according to
前
the
后啦
seniority.
是当然是我先。
Of course,
后。
there was first come, first serve, so I'm
论
first
辈分，当然
and
是这
you're
样子。
later.
因为我母亲已经是棋女，
Because my mother was
所以我当然是
the
棋孙了。
goddaughter, so of course I would
问
be
题是
the
这样
god
子，
grandson.
生活中的弟子要变成药
So
师
if
金母
a
的
true
棋
Buddha
子，是否
school
需要
disciple
另外有仪轨？
wishes to become a golden mother's child,
其实也没
is
有
there
什
a
么
special
太
ritual
大的
for
仪
it?
式了。
There
只
isn't
要那时候说
anything
你要当药师金母的
big deal.
这个棋子，很简单的，你把杯，
It's very simple. You just
药师
throw
金
the
母应
moon
你，
blocks
说
for divination,
好，我收你当棋子，
and if
有
Golden
杯
Mother
你就是
approves,
变成棋子了。
which is one up and one down, that means yes, you have been
其实要不
accepted.
要什么皈依了莲生活，就已经变成药师金
So
母
is
的
it
子
true
女，
by taking refuge in living Buddha
也可以这
Liansung,
样子讲。
one becomes the children of
你
Golden
们皈
Mother?
依师尊，
Yeah,
卢
you
师
can
尊
say that too.
就等
If
于
you
药师
take
金母
refuge
的
in
子女，
Grandmaster
也
Lu,
可以这样子讲。
then you become the children of Golden Mother. Yeah. Or if you want to be specific, you can ask Golden Mother. If Golden Mother is willing to accept you as her godchildren, then you can throw the moon blocks to ask her. And if she doesn't give a yes, then you can keep asking tomorrow and the day after and the day after until you receive a yes. So it's actually a very simple matter. Actually, everybody, because True Buddha School was founded or established by the Golden Mother. So everybody is the same as God child. But if you want to ask again, then you can just throw the moon blocks. So sure, it's a simple question. And most Golden Mother's followers that's wearing the dark green robes are the godchildren of Golden Mother. Because according to her sutra, the Golden Mother is the mother of all sentient beings. Not just our True Buddha School, not just the mother of True Buddha School, but we can say that she is the mother of all sentient beings, according to the sutra. So the beings were sprinkled by Golden Mother. So we are all her children. No differences. What is the difference between after and before marriage? Before marriage, you sleep together. After marriage, you sleep separately. Before marriage, you have lots of sweet talks. After marriage, you full of lies. Before marriage, come close. After marriage, get away. Before marriage, you talk about everything, but just like a loving couple. But after marriage, nothing to say. Someone wrote on the white wall. You cannot write on this wall. And then someone else wrote, then why did you write it first? And someone else saw it and became angry and said, I read what I want. And then there's another line that says, well, since you do, I do it too. So, and the person who wrote that you cannot write on the wall said, please don't write. And then there's another answer that said, okay, if there are a few more jokes that are more meaningful. Don't expect from diet. The precept pig has walked 84,000 miles, and he didn't even lose weight. And the key is he was even vegetarian.
这个笑话也要，这个不算是笑话，也都是蛮有意义。
This is meaningful, but it's not a joke. Don't criticize people randomly, because we don't know if they are trained in martial arts. So they may be trained in martial arts. So there should be equality between lovers. When they're in agreement, they should listen to the boyfriend. When they disagree, they should listen to the girlfriend. That's equality. Don't be afraid of what other people see you, because nobody sees you. Nobody's looking at you. You know, some people cares what other people think, but actually nobody is that important. My superpower is that everything is beyond my power. The path of my love is very smooth because there's no other people bothering. Although I was poor when I was young, I was very happy. And now it's different. Now I'm not only poor, I'm also unhappy. Try to understand people you despise, and you will discover that the more you find out, the more despicable they are. You look good. Yeah, you. But you have no patience to look. People nowadays are like that. Now we will talk about the Vimalakirti Sutra. What's written here is quite progressive. The last time I was talking about their minds were in a constant state of unhindered liberation. And now it said, with stable minds, they engage in debates with eloquence. Have I talked about this? No. So they marked it wrong. So it takes too slowly. This sutra is too hard to expound. I just cannot continue. Can we talk about other sutra, please? Vimalakirti. The beginning is already so hard. The great bhikkhus and great bodhisattvas, just to to describe the bhikkhus and bodhisattvas, the great bhikkhus and great bodhisattvas. You talk so much about them. That's really quite troublesome. And if I don't talk about it, I have no afflictions, but the more I talk about it, the more afflicted I become. Who asked me to expound the sutra? So difficult. Stable minds. So I have to explain this word. So engage. Eloquence. Engage. Mind. The mind should have we should have the right thoughts, which is part of the Eightfold Noble Path. So the mind refers to the right thoughts. So great bhikkhus and great bodhisattvas definitely have the right thoughts. They will not have slanted or improper thoughts. And stable, what kind of stable or meditative stability? That must be the right meditation. So the great bhikkhus and great bodhisattvas have the right thoughts and have the right meditative stability. And what is the upholding, no more gifts. Overall, engage. So, what is right is if it complies with what Grandmaster has in mind. Otherwise, it's not correct. That's all I can say. Anybody can explain this Chinese word, 种子? 种子. It's like a general or chief. My master, Pu Fang, built a temple called 种子 Temple, or the chief temple or general temple. I just know the ambassador would say something. I was looking at him. That's mantra Dharani. That is right too. But the total hold of the great bodhisattvas is to increase the upholding of goodness and to stop any upholding of evil. In this world, there are two words. One is good, one is bad. One is good, one is bad. Of course, as a human being, you cannot be completely good. There is some badness within the goodness and vice versa. I have talked about this story, right? That a robber, a bandit, was entering a village to rob some money. But at the edge of the village, there was a well, and there was a kid that was still crawling to the side of a well. It almost fell inside the well. And the baby was playing around the well. And the bandit saw the kid, the baby, that was about to fall into the well.
我们先把那个小孩子救起来，
And they said, let's save the baby first and then continued to rob. So even the bandits gave rise to good thought. So as they entered the village, there was a well and the baby was learning to crawl and was about to fall into the well. And yet the robbers or the bandits saved the baby first before they robbed the village. So even the bandits generated good thoughts. All of a sudden, they had this thought, oh, the baby was about to fall into the well. And then they immediately saved the baby. So actually, they were planning to rob some money. So that was bad, right? But they still had good thought to save the baby. I have told this story before. So as a human being, even the good person is not completely good, and a bad person is not completely bad. Most people have the dark side to the good and the good side to bad people. And sometimes they do good deeds and sometimes they do bad things. Back and forth, changing, ever changing. But not for the great bhikkhus and great bodhisattvas. So their complete or total upholding is they always uphold the goodness, good thoughts continually increasing. And then they will not give rise to any bad things. If they know it is bad, they would stop it, nip it in the buds. So that's how I would explain this engagement or upholding. So the great bhikkhus and great bodhisattvas, according to the concept of the Buddha, is always do good, never do evil. So they always uphold and increase the good and to stop and cut off the bad. Because all this is talking about the great bhikkhus and great bodhisattvas. So that's the meaning of these words, 种子, complete upholding. So Buddhism, which is the teaching of the Buddha, is to always do good, avoid all evils, and to purify your mind, your body, speech, and mind. This is the most important. Buddhism is all about this. Always do good, never do evil, and purify your mind. To purify your body, speech, and mind. That's the teaching of the Buddha. So this total upholding means the first two phrases, which is always do good and avoid all evil. So you stop all bad thoughts and you have the right thought and the right meditation. And Vimalakirti will explain about the right thought. And Sakyamuni Buddha, when talking about the right thought, is talking about the no thought. The no thought is the right thought. So in the Buddha Sutra, it's written that The is called the quiescent mind, is the Buddha
无
Sambhoga.
念的时候是什么？就是定。
The Buddha
就是正定。
treasure.
所以
The
这个
true
念
Buddha
定
treasure is
是合
the
在一起的。
state of
当你
no
无念的时
thoughts.
候，你就是在禅定了。
So the right meditation, the right thought, and the right meditation. When you have no mind, then you are in meditation.
禅定还有更进一步讲，就是最重要就是
And if
无
we
念。
go further in meditation,
那
the most important thing
前面
is to
所
have
说
no
的，好像
thoughts.
是说一念，一
And
念
before that, like
也就是
single-mindedness,
也等于是禅定。
it's the
一念
same
就是
as
专一，
meditation too. That's concentration,
一念就是
focus,
专一。
single-mindedness.
那佛曾经讲，这专
And the
心
Buddha
一
once
致，
said
无事不成。
that if you
你
can
只
be
要能够专
focused
一，就
and
能够无事
single-pointed,
不成。
then you can accomplish
老子曾经
anything.
讲过，
And Lao Tzu once said,
只要持一，就是大事毕，大事毕。
so by
你
maintaining
能够
the one,
持住一，大事就
which
可以
is
解决。
also single-pointedness, then you can resolve
这个
anything.
老子跟孔子
Lao
跟这
Tzu
个
and
佛陀
Confucius
所讲
and
的
the
是一样，
Buddha actually said the
跟
same
佛陀
thing.
所讲的是一样的。无念，你就是禅定，就是正
They
定。
say the same thing.
正
So
念
no
就是无念。
thought is the right
我
thought,
上
and
回
that's
这个有一
meditation.
个同门问我，问的问题我答的不是很好。
A disciple asked
我
a
回去
question
的时
and my
候啊，这
answer
个
was
佛菩
not
萨也
very
有跟
good.
我指示，
So after
你
I
答
got
这样
home, the Buddhas and
是不完
Bodhisattvas
全。
told me that my
那位
answer
莲花
was
纯
not
见
complete.
他问的，
The question asked by Lianhua
所
Chunjian,
谓灵魂啊，
the
那个
so-called
灵魂的仪器
souls,
到最后等于没气，
when their
没气的时
energy
候就等于灵魂的消亡。
eventually
他说
dissipate,
消亡
there
就是
would
解
be
脱
the
了吗？
death of the spirits or
其
ghosts,
实
right?
不对，
And wouldn't that be
消亡不是解
liberation
脱。
then? Once you
我应
disappear
该
or
怎么回答
dissipates?
才是正确的？
No.
我那时候讲说，消完了以后就会变成
You know, at that time I said
微生
after
物，
the dissipation
就是
that
微
you would
生物，
become microbes
就会变成病毒。我回答
and to
说，
become
你这个
virus.
气都全部消亡了，
When
你就
your
会变成病毒。
energy, vital energy is completely
我回答是
dissipated,
只
then you
是
would
其
become
中的
virus.
一方面。
But that's only
另外
one
其
aspect
实
of it.
按照释迦
And
牟尼佛
according
所知
to
道所
what
讲的道理是这样子的。
the concept of Sakyamuni Buddha,
消亡
the concept spoken by Sakyamuni Buddha is
如果是灵魂的气非常的弱， 消亡了，
if the
按照
vital
佛陀所
energy
讲，
of the souls became
是这样子，
extremely weak and
它会
dissipating,
变成呢微生物。
according to the Buddha, they would become
《
micro
红
or
绳榜》曾
organism.
经有写过这样子，《红绳榜》归零
It's
性
written in the
归零
legend
性
of the gods. 归零性
被这个被禅教的把它消灭了以后，
was
把它消灭以后，
was
消灭以后归零性
eradicated
就化为细菌，
was eradicated
那
and
细
then
菌就
he
残害到
became
人生。红绳榜
a
里面，
virus who
这时候阿弥陀佛就
became
派
harmful to human beings.
莲花童子
That's
拿
according
着
to
包
legend
包，
of
拿
the
个
gods. So
拿
at
个
that time, Golden
拿一个
Mother
包包
sent
给
Padma
他一个
Kumara
包哈，然后他下
and
来
she gave
把那个
him
细
a
菌收
bag
回
to
去，收回
carry
去。
to collect all
莲花童
the
子一下来
the
以后，就把
microbes, the
归零
virus.
圣
So
往
the
空
lotus
中一丢啊
youth，
那个包
descended
包就会变得
upon
很
the
大，
world
把整个归零
and
变
he
有的这些
threw the
细
bag
菌啊
and the bag became
全
really
部把它包起来。
huge
莲花
and
童子就背着包
envelope or
包回
cover
到
all the
西方极乐
virus
世界，
And then he returns to the Sukhavati and to return to Amitabha Buddha, and to brought the virus back to Amitabha Buddha. But on the way back, he was very tired and fell sleepy and fell asleep. So the virus of the Guilin Simu disappeared. Got out from the back. So originally there were 12 lotus births in Sukhavati, but 3 of them were eaten up by the virus of this Guilin Simu. So now that's why we only have 9 levels of the lotus births. So this virus was incredible. Even when they have no more vital energy, they become microbes. True enough, they really become microorganisms. So what I said was right. But it's not complete. Because if you're completely gone, like what Lianhua Chunjian said, then you're liberated because it's nothing left. But no, that's not liberation. There are many deviant path followers that would say that once you die, once a human being dies, that nothing's left. You have no more souls, you cannot see it, so there's no such things. There's no vital energy, no heavens, no hells. That's how my father was. And he had this view and debated with me until he was all red. He was enraged. On a New Year's Eve family banquet, we had this debate, and it should have been a very nice family gathering. And he was slapping on the table, and I was jumping out. Because he said that after a human being dies, nothing's left. But I said, of course, there's soul and heaven and hell. And he said, but show me. I cannot see them. And I said, no, I cannot show you, but it's written in the Buddhist sutras or in the Taoist canons. And he said, those were all just written by human beings. I want to see them by myself in order to believe. That's how our debates were. So if it's like what my dad said, that when a human being dies, everything's gone, then you would fall into nihilism. So when the qi or vital energy is gone, then of course you would fall into nihilism. But amid nihilism, there's still cause and effect. You can become virus, you can become microbes. It will not be completely nothing. Because based on their karma of the human being, but because he has no more vital energy, he cannot become another human being or fall into hell or fall into the 3 lower realms. So instead, he would fall into the realm of the microbes, which is virus, because there's still life in virus. Virus also a kind of life. So if you say that there's nothing left, then that's liberation, then that's similar to what my father said. No hells, no heavens, no reincarnations, no. This is according to the Buddha. the right realization of the Buddha is related to bodhicitta, the mind of enlightenment, which is what Vimalakirti said, to benefit sentient beings. I don't benefit sentient beings for any particular reason or motive, but whatever I do benefits sentient beings, and this is called the unconditioned action. So I don't do it for anything. However, I still do it to benefit sentient beings. That's why you do without motive, or it's called unconditioned action. So the unconditioned dharma spoken by the Buddha is that you do it for no reasons. It's written in the Vajra Sutra. So the sixth patriarch Huineng heard a verse of the Vajra Sutra, which is, give rise to the mind that does not dwell on anything. So you give rise to the mind, that's the action, but without dwelling on anything, that's the unconditioned. So you do it, but not for any reasons, not for fame, not for benefits, not for looks, but I continue to do to benefit sentient beings. So this is the right realization of the Buddha, the right enlightenment. So you cannot say that once you die, you're liberated. So when the energy of the ghost dissipates, that's liberation. No, you cannot say that, because there's no benefit whatsoever to sentient beings. If you say that, that's a deviant concept. Therefore, as a human being, you have bodhicitta, but you perform the bodhicitta not for any reasons. And because you give rise to the mind of bodhicitta, you are a bodhisattva, you are a Buddha, or you are the great bhikkhu, and that you can go to the four sagely realms. That's the reason. To explain this, it's very detailed. And you think when there's nothing left, that's liberation. If that's the case, it would be very easy that when the comets hit the earth, then everybody is liberated. Like when the comet hits the earth, all human beings die, the earth splits, and then everybody's liberated? No, the cause and effect, the karma is still there. So if you think that complete disappearance is liberation, that means there's no cause and effect. If you say that there's nothing left after a human dies, then that means there's no cause and effect. There's then no need to talk about karma. But karma is inconceivable. So this Vimalakirti Sutra, what Vimalakirti was speaking on, was very difficult to explain. There's that inconceivable liberation of the Vimalakirti, the inconceivable Sutra of liberation. So it's inconceivable, it's beyond imagination of ordinary people. Therefore, this sutra is truly difficult to expound. Mind is the right mind or the right thought, and stability or meditative stability is the right meditation, and the total upholding is that to uphold and increase good and to stop the bad. Now you're clear after I explained it. And continuous eloquent debates, like when I was debating with my dad. My dad fell into nihilism. My dad then said that after a human dies, everything's gone. But that's not liberation, because karma, cause and effect, still exist. Your souls will either go to the 3 upper realms or 3 lower realms. You would still be reincarnated in the transmigration realm, 6 realms. In order to escape the rebirth cycle that you have to do unconditionally. Only then you can become a Sravaka, a Pratika Buddha, an Arhat, a Bodhisattva, and lastly, a Buddha. So that's the concepts in the Buddhist Sutra. So continual eloquent debates is that I continued debating with my dad. So because my dad said that after a human dies, everything is gone. So why should I do good and give and be generous? Because it's all gone after you die. That's what my dad said. So I debated with him until both of us became red with rage and slapped the table, threw the chair, and then he left home to Kaohsiung from Taichung. And I said, I'm going to Kaohsiung too, because my classmates were in Kaohsiung. And my mom heard that and she said, this father and son argued and both went to Kaohsiung, and they would see each other in Kaohsiung. And next is the 6 perfections of bodhisattvas: generosity, moral precepts, endurance, diligence, meditative stability, and wisdom. And I have explained the 6 perfections before. Giving or generosities, precepts or moral ethics, endurance, diligence, meditative stability, and wisdom. So what is giving? That's the upholding, which is upholding and increasing the good and stopping the bad. So all good deeds are considered giving or generosity. And precepts or moral ethics is to stop all that is bad and arising, unborn. That's precepts. And endurance. As spiritual cultivator, when I was young, I cultivated too. I was beaten by my dad with the pole, with a bat, anything, many things. As soon as I disobey, I would be beaten. Even when I obey, I would be beaten. When he drinks, I was beaten. And when he didn't drink, he also beat me. When I have good report cards or bad report cards, he still beat me. But I endured. Until now, I still respect him because he taught me endurance, the perfection of endurance, endurance paramita. Now I know that my dad was teaching me endurance, although he beat me every day. But without him, I would not have grown up. So therefore, I should still respect my parents. That's how I am. I will still respect my father. Without my father, I will not have grown. So he raised me too. So he gave me food 3 times a day. So I grew up because my dad earned the money and raised the family. So I should respect him. So I understand this. He beat me so that I can cultivate, so that I could cultivate endurance. Of course, it's impossible for me to beat him. And I cultivate spiritual until now. I thought of this. Because it's suffering, it's painful to be beaten. That's why in my life I never get into a fight, and I never beat my children either. So that's the education that my father gave me. So I still owe him some gratitude because he beat me. So I know that's very painful. So I never beat my Foqing or Foqi. Only one time I was meditating and they were playful and noisy around me. So I just pulled them once and they always remember that. Oh. So you need to endure and diligence, and I accomplished that. Every day I practice, every day I write, every day I paint. Every day do what I need to do in order to have peace of mind. So I am diligent and I do all the things. Otherwise, if you don't do it today, you lose your life. So if you don't do any meaningful thing today, then you lose today's life. That's how I think. If you live for the day, you're diligent for that day. If you don't, you have wasted your life. And meditation, that's the right meditation. At any time, in any place, according to Vimalakirti. That meditation is not sitting, merely sitting there, but meditation during walking, standing, sitting, and lying down, and meditation in each and every word. Only that would be a true meditation. And lastly, wisdom. The unborn, endurance, unborn, beginningless wisdom. When you gain true wisdom, that wisdom is no birth and no death. The wisdom of no birth and no death. Do you understand? There is no birth and no death. There is no arising and no ceasing. And we've talked about this in the Vajra Sutra exposition. Actually, there is no birth and no death. And this human world is just a dream, 100-year-long dream. You're not in this human world. And you have never left this human world.
你没有生也没有死。
So there's no birth and no death for you.
其实都有
Why?
生死啊。
There
活着，现在活
are
着，
births and
一会儿
deaths.
你不活着就
Now
死了。
you're
为
alive,
什么没
and
有
then
生死呢？
when you're not alive anymore, you're
永
dead.
嘉大师讲的
How
那
come
一
you
句
say
话很重
there are
要。
no births and no death? So what Master Yong just said was very important.
梦中其实都有六气，梦中都有六
Actually,
气呀。
there are 6
梦中
rounds
明
in
明
the
有六气，
dreams. It's
醒
clear
后
that
空
there
空
are
无大千。
the 6
醒过来什么都没有，
realms in the dreams, but
醒过来
once
这个六气都
awakened,
没有了。
everything is empty and gone.
是永嘉大师的
When
正
you
道歌，
awaken,
这里面解的就是无生无死的智
nothing.
慧。
So that's
这
the
种智慧才是大智
enlightenment
慧。
song
什么
of
是大
Master
智慧？
Yongjia.
佛陀的智
Only
慧，
that is called the
如来
great
的智
wisdom.
慧。
So that's
如
what is
来
the
的
great
意思就
wisdom?
是
Is the
有
wisdom
相
of the
有
Buddha,
来，
of the
来这个
Tathagata.
人间好像有来，
And Tathagata means seemingly
又好
come
像有
to
去，
this world, and
就是
seemingly
如来嘛，好像有来，
go.
好像有来，其
So
实
it
没有来，
seems that
好像有
Tathagata
去，其实也
seems
没
to
有去。
come, but actually he does not come. And seemingly goes, but actually he does not go.
所以我写那本书啊，如梦如幻，
That's
就是
why I
写这
wrote
个
that book.
写这个智慧的，如梦如幻。
It's
就是会
like the dream
天
and
上
like
经
the
里面所
illusion.
讲的，
So it talks about this wisdom.
如梦幻
The
泡影，
Vajra Sutra wrote that it is
如梦幻泡影。
it's like a dream, an illusion, a shadow,
人生呢是什么？如梦幻泡
a
影，
shadow, a
如梦
bubble.
如幻。我写那一
So
本书
that
你们
is
看
a
清楚，
human life.
那个就是智慧。
So read the book carefully. That's wisdom.
好了，今天就讲到这里吧。
Okay, that's all for today. Om Mani Padme Hum.